I was in the dream job. It was it was something that I had worked towards all of my career. I was a well-respected leader. I was well compensated. I had a great team and like the dream boss. And the bottom line was that I had all of this, and I realized that I had lost my passion for my work. And, that made me start thinking about what might be next. Well, I'd love to say that it's, I was able to take that step, that great leap of faith, with just a little bit of tweaking here and there. But actually, the precursor was a lot of work with coaches, quite frankly, in working through my own shoulds and musts. And when I started to open up this concept of maybe I want to do something different, I was so shocked at how I had this like river, this torrential flood of those limiting beliefs, those shoulds and musts hit me. Sort of like I was like, what are you doing back here? We've said goodbye to one another. But for me, they sounded something like this. What are you thinking about? How can you possibly leave this job? Look at all the security you have. You have benefits. Yeah. You can keep doing this for years. And because I had done so much work with coaches and work myself, I was able to recognize what they were, and I moved them. I was able to move them on. And when I did this, my mind sent in the superstar, the heavy hitter, and tried to knock me right out of the park, out of the ballpark. And that should sounded like, what about your kids? What about their financial future? What are you jeopardizing because you want this purpose thing? You would jeopardize their future. And when I was hit with that one, I realized that I probably need to work with someone to wiggle that thought through. And I've got this great coaching network, so I was able to do that. And realize I knew where it was coming from, this deep-rooted feeling of need for financial security, financial responsibility, and the feeling that I think that is so insidious that many of us share, which is that we must take responsibility for caring for everyone around us before we consider our own needs. And so being able to work through that is really very freeing. So it was work. I describe coaching, first of all, I'm often asked to mentor, and I was an executive advisor. So I had to really figure out the differences between mentorship, advising, consulting, and coaching for myself, so I could be very clear when I was coaching with someone. And I define it as, in the way that it's similar, is that you're a thought partner. You're someone that is getting in there and working with the person, but the difference is that you're not adding your own stuff to it. You are your expertise. For me, I simply reflect back what people are saying to me. I open up the space so that they can talk, they can be free, they feel safe. I'm pretty good at developing trust. So it's a very trusting relationship. It's open, it's honest, it's frank. As a coach, I'm probing, I'm compassionate, and I listen to you deeply in a way that we don't experience very often in our lives. So people come to me because they may not say, they definitely don't say, I'm at a crossroads. What they tend to say is, I feel like there's something more for me, or I'd like to achieve this or do something more in my work or in my life, but they want to make a change towards something more positive, and often they don't even know what that positive is. And so, through the process, I work with them, and most commonly, what we arrive at with most of my clients is there's some limiting belief hidden deep beneath the desire, and that's what's keeping them from moving ahead. And I call those the shoulds and the musts. What I have found with whole person coaching is that it, first of all, it resonates very deeply with what I believe is that unless we are looking at all aspects of ourself, we can take the steps towards a goal. Let's say I have a career goal that I'm working towards, and I may be succeeding in that area, but something else is there's a decrement, there's an issue somewhere else because I'm so focused on this area. Whereas with whole person coaching, it allows us to really look at those goals and understand what that learning, what you're gaining in this aspect of your life, how you can apply that to the other areas of your life. So if you're working towards a work goal and we find, for example, that you're having a trouble with saying no to your boss, we might look at other areas of your life where you don't have a problem saying no, for example, and to take that learning and to understand how we can apply it to this situation. For me, is an example of how we approach whole person coaching. We get a lot of messages about, oh, yeah, just do this thing and then you'll be able to take off and go over here. And my words of wisdom are, from my experience, is that life transformation is a journey. It's not a single action. It is a journey. But once we learn how to take those steps, how to go through the difficulties, how to overcome and grow, it becomes easier. And our life starts to expand in a really pretty miraculous way. I have this theory about, you may be familiar with the theory of resilience and growth, that as we take a step out of our comfort zone, I almost think about it as, an exercise band. We stretch it and then we come back to our comfort zone, but our comfort zone has moved forward a little bit. It's expanded. And so we do that through our lives, through trying things, learning things. I feel that through this time that we are going through the pandemic, through the questioning of, society and what is fair and what is not, and how do we treat our fellow human beings, and war, that band has gone from the comfort zone out to here really quickly. And as it snapped back, rather than still remaining really supple, it's like a rubber band that's lost its elasticity. It's sort of like, it's limp. And I think that's where the self-doubt comes in. We're just not sure anymore. Our comfort zone isn't comfortable anymore. And when we expand, there's so much expansion that it becomes really hard to find a place to ground, a way to ground, and to come back to that neutral point, where we feel like, yeah, I got this.